Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Bridge. Playing day 2 today of the 3-day January Stars and Platinum Robot Individual. Yesterday's event went well, as you recall if you watched it. Not like coming first place or anything, but now that the results are in, came, where is it? 93rd out of 737. I think that's the number of people who finished the event. No, that's the number of people who entered. 531 actually finished. So people drop out sometimes. Usually, I don't know. The event gets smaller day by day because you can't play day 2 unless you finish day 1 and so on. But most people stick around. Still seems like a small turnout to me. I know this is maybe I just don't know how many people usually enter these things. But I feel like usually there's, I don't know, 1,000 on day 1. Maybe people are, still post-holiday stuff. Anyway, so day 2, same event as, I guess I should get back to my table history. Same event as before, 16. You guys can't see the board numbers on the left. I have the left, there's just like a black bar normally on the left side of the screen, so I have it cropped. Anyway, 16 boards of match points, which are not really match points, they're just declare. So we're dropped into a contract, same contract as everyone else on this board, and we have to just take more tricks than they do. And my first reaction on seeing this hand is like, we are not in a good contract. This is horrible. We have 7 trumps, we're in 4 spades. We have 4 certain quick losers, and quite possibly more to come. So there's no shot we're making this, but we'll try to go down less than other people, is the plan. I think my 2 spades was a bad call. Doesn't make any sense. Like, I would love to defend, I would hate to declare. And partner's 4 spades is pretty unreasonable. You could bid 3 of something if you really wanted to, like, compete. You do have extras. But 4 is just silly, I think. Anyway, so, I mean, what do we know from the auction? West is claiming to be short in diamonds and spades-ish, and long in clubs and hearts. East has clubs, West has clubs. So we know the clubs are 4-4. That's something. West probably has that ace. He's leading a diamond to get a ruff. He doesn't have the ace-king of hearts, probably, or he might try leading one of those. So East probably has a heart on her. I mean, probably East has the king, or the ace rather, of spades 4th, and there's nothing I can do about it. But just in case West doubled with like ace X or ace 3rd, I'm pretty sure we should be leading up to king queen twice. I won't be able to ruff much in dummy, but that's fine because my clubs are very good. Really, the issue is going to be what happens if they actually let me draw trump. Then I have like heart losers and club losers, and I can't ruff them because I'll be out of trump. But I mean, I don't really see much else to do. You could try low to the 8, by the way, if you really thought for some reason that West had like Jack 10x of spades, but I don't see any reason to conclude that. Okay. So West probably has the ace. Now he led the 8 of diamonds, which is shortness. So crossing to the 10 of diamonds is dangerous. I think I should play a club at this stage so that I have a club trick set up when I get to hand with, hopefully, with the 10 of diamonds. Ooh, I have 3 club tricks. Jack is a very strange play. Oh my god. And we know the clubs are 4-4 from the auction. East rose with the Jack of clubs because he wanted to give his partner a diamond ruff, and if his partner had ace, king, queen of clubs, the jack might win the trick, I'm guessing. It's also like, is it possible East only has 3 clubs? And he did bid sort of under duress here. Maybe, but like I also know he has only at most 3 diamonds. Almost certainly exactly 3. So that would make him what? Like, he would have to have 4 cards, and he could be like 4-3-3-3 and be under duress here. But even so, I mean, I don't think there's much harm in just cashing the clubs. If he roughs the last one, it's not really a big deal. Okay. Now, suddenly, it's almost looking like you could make if things were very favorable. I don't think that's true, but it's close to true. So they're going to make me rough this. And then they end up getting 2 more trumps, probably. Assuming West is able to rough this with a low trump. I think East has Jack 10 remaining, or had Jack 10x, has just the 10 remaining, and West has a small one remaining. Yeah. I mean, down 2 seems pretty good, honestly. I don't think I did anything all that special, though, so it shouldn't be much better than whatever the field is doing. Okay, so West bid hearts twice. East certainly has a singleton or perhaps a void. So they could go heart, heart rough, diamond, diamond, heart promotion? Maybe? Like if East had ace 9-8 fourth, and I roughed high, that could cause a problem for me, maybe. I don't know. We'll just see what they're up to. No point playing a high honor from hand here, I don't think. They're not going to be fooled. Now, probably West gets to win the ace of spades and play another heart for East to rough. And like if I try to rough in front of him, it just won't work. So I'll be pitching a club on that trick. So there's only 1 trump outstanding, is that right? The opponent started with 5. They've both followed suit once, and East has roughed twice. Yes, there's 1 trump left. So I can rough this diamond high, draw the last trump, and rough my club loser. Down 1. I don't think you can really do any better than this. You shouldn't do much worse either, but, you know, perfectly fine result, I think. In 3, no. Don't get confused and think it's spades or something like you did yesterday. Pretty short of entries to the north hand. So the natural thing to do is win the king of hearts, unblock the spades and diamonds, and then get to dummy in hearts. How well is that going to work? We could take 4 diamonds and 4 major suit tricks. That would be 8. So I could very easily go down 1 if that's what I wanted to do. If I try instead to like set up clubs, it's possible I could make it if the clubs are 3-3 and the hearts are 4-3. I'll be losing 2 clubs and 2 hearts. That's unlikely, but does it cost me to try? Suppose I win this with the king and play a club to the jack. I win the next heart. Well, I may as well duck the next heart, I suppose. But then I win a heart with the ace. I don't think it really costs anything. It shouldn't be that hard to get back to down 1 at that point. Should it? What if... Win, club. Heart. Heart. I've lost a heart and a club. I lose another club. They cash hearts. They only have 1 club stopper, assuming the suit is 4-2. So they'll take 2 hearts and 3 clubs, and that's down 1. Yeah, I think that's fine. I have plenty of hand entries in diamonds and spades, so I don't think I need to preserve the king of hearts as an entry. I suppose I could duck a heart now, but that's a bad idea. It looks cute because, like, what if the heart suit is 5-2? They teach you, like, duck early if you're going to duck. This is kind of, you know, if all the other suits were completely well protected and hearts were my only danger, it would be a good no-trump lesson saying you should duck the first heart, not the second. Because what if the hearts are 5-2? If you duck the first one and the player who has only 2 hearts gets in after you win the second heart, they can't continue hearts. So you get kind of an extra stopper that way. But here, if I duck a heart, they should switch to spades. And they're in the same position. They get to attack a suit they have 7 cards in, but they got to pocket a heart before they started work. So we're not going to allow this. We will win the first heart. Okay. They're not even attacking the same suit. I guess it doesn't really matter. They still have time to attack 1 suit if the clubs are not splitting. If the clubs are splitting, I've been given a great gift. It's crazy to duck here, right? That would only be right if, like, someone had ace-king... If East had ace-king tight. Because if one of them had honor X, they would have won the previous trick. So you can't hope to pick up somebody who's remaining with a stiff honor unless they were dealt ace-king tight. Well, this is actually kind of interesting, isn't it? You could greed it out, cash the spade, pitching a heart here. And if the clubs come in, you'll make 5. But if the clubs don't come in, you'll be down 100. So I don't think I want to take that risk. Clubs are in. So I could have made 5, but I'm quite happy to make even 4. Wow, the clubs and hearts and spades are both splitting quite unevenly, so it's difficult for them to actually enjoy any tricks. Like to set anything up. In fact, they can't ever enjoy the long hearts, because West has no entries. So yeah, if you duck the heart trick, hearts are 5-2. And the player who's getting in is the one who would be out of hearts. But it's still wrong to duck, because they can't get any hearts if you win both the first 2. Although I wasn't planning to. I was planning to duck the second. So, I mean, I think you could you make 6 here? No, 5, I mean. I could have made 5. I don't know. All right. We're in 3-0. Very glad they didn't find the spade lead. This hand seems extremely straightforward. Win this, attack diamonds, game over, right? There's no way to avoid losing the ace of diamonds, and that's the only trick I have to lose. I'll disclaim. There's nothing to do on that hand. My spade loser, of course, goes on Dummy's long diamond. So this should be flat all around the world, exactly 50%. I would bet $1 at least. Nobody could make a mistake on this hand. Now, of course, as usual, in a real bridge club, I would not assess this as 50%. Or at any rate, I wouldn't be certain it's exactly 50. I might say, oh, it seems about average. I don't know. I think in a real game, I would think this is a pretty good score because they should have led spades. But I know the robots are doing the same thing at every table, so everyone's getting the bad heart lead, and you're happy. And from there, you can't really make any mistakes. Okay. I'm glad they've led hearts. I have 15. Dummy has 11. It's 26. East didn't open, so West has to have at least something, but not necessarily more than like a king. The hearts are coming in now. That's nice. Huh. It's very dangerous to play low here. Because if West wins and puts a spade through, you're quite unhappy. I'm already at just one more loser, right? Well, no. The diamonds might not come in. So I don't necessarily have a pitch. I might have to lose... Sorry. Obviously, I'm losing a diamond. I think I'm losing at least one more other card. And I thought maybe only one other, but if the diamonds don't split, I have a club and a spade to lose because I can't cash the last diamond. But if I duck this... and a spade comes through, I'll have to hop on the ace, and then I might not even get to enjoy Dummy's diamonds. No, it's way too expensive to duck. There's no compelling reason to suppose East definitely has the queen of clubs. It's dangerous to lead like away from the queen when the jack is in dummy, so you might even say he seems unlikely to have it. But also, like, you know, you have to lead a suit where you have something. You have to set up tricks somewhere. So he might well be leading away from the queen. I just don't know. But it's very expensive to be wrong. So I think to be wrong, to play low and be wrong. Playing high and being wrong is relatively cheap. And we just start attacking diamonds. Yeah. I didn't expect the king and queen would both win. What does that tell me? I don't think anybody has ace third. You would want to win one of those tricks if you had ace third. Consider, for example, let's say West had ace third. He should win this because, for all he knows, I only have queen X of diamonds, and his partner has 10 fourth. He needs to win the ace to make sure the 10 is a stopper after the jack wins. And a similar sort of thing holds for East. So I think one of them has both remaining diamonds. And it seems strange that it would be West, doesn't it? Why do I think that? Because, well, no. If West has ace 10 fourth, he knows he's only ever getting one diamond trick, because when I lead up to the jack 8, he'll have to play the 10 or the ace, and I'll get to keep... Yeah, so even if he had won the... Okay. As a robot, West assumes that I will get the diamonds right. He does his analysis double dummy on randomly generated deals. So he would think, if he had ace 10 fourth, that after playing the ace, if I have the small one left, when I lead up to the jack 8 and he plays low, remember that we're imagining he's played the ace, so his remaining cards are 10-6 instead of 10 ace. He would play low, and I would never guess wrong. Like, there isn't even a wrong guess, is there? No, if he's won the ace, the jack is wrong and the 8 is right. But he would never imagine I would guess wrong. So from his point of view, with ace 10 fourth, it doesn't matter whether he wins the queen or not. He's still only getting one trick. So he could have ace 10 fourth. And East could have ace 10 fourth as well, because he's getting two tricks, right? Or ace 10 9 fourth, I guess, even. He's got two tricks no matter what. So I don't know who has the last diamond. The last diamonds. So I'm going to cash a heart or two and see what happens. Okay, West had 4 hearts, which makes it more likely East is the one with the diamonds. We also think East has 4 clubs, because I do believe they generally lead 4th best, and he led the 2 of clubs. So East's shape probably is 4-1, 4-4. Okay. So I believe then that East has a small club, 2 diamonds, and 2 spades. So what I'd like to do now is play King of Clubs, diamond. The King of Clubs removing East's last exit card, so he has to play a spade into the ace-queen when he's done with his diamonds. This could turn out badly if West has the diamonds, but not that badly, because he only has 3 clubs, or 2 clubs left, right? So he could win a diamond, cash 1 club, but then he has to put me in dummy again, so I'm not really losing much. It was the queen, okay. So playing low from hand would have worked, alas. But I think then I wouldn't get this end play, so it kind of comes out the same. Well, no, because I could take the spade finesse, which might be working. And if it is, that would be better than what I'm doing. No, West had it. Oh, they were 3-3. Really? They were 3-3. So now I know everybody's shapes for sure. And actually, East has another club, right? No, I don't know everyone's shapes for sure. There's another club out there. Oh, but West can't have it, because if West had it, he'd have cashed the club, I think. For sure. So East did have 4 clubs, and we knew already he had 1 heart. And now we know 3 diamonds, so that must be 5 spades. Well, we know he has no diamonds left and no hearts left. We think he has 1 club, so he must have 2 spades. So if I take this finesse and it loses, I am actually losing a trick, because I'll get only 1 from dummy instead of 2. Alright. Yeah, East did have the last club, and the spade. Okay. So it was only sort of an end play, in that, like, I didn't actually end play East the way I thought I would, but stripping out everything with the hearts made them pitch enough black cards that it became safer to lead a diamond up to the jack. Right? If East had 4, then I was going to get an extra diamond trick. Sorry, West. If West had 4, I would get a diamond trick. If the diamonds are 3-3, I get an extra diamond trick. And if East has 4, then he's end played into giving me a spade trick. So I think at this point it is pretty safe. The diamond actually produces a trick one way or another. It would have been nice if I had gotten the clubs right as well, because then I could do even more, I think. Yeah. It says to make 2, you have to play low here. Anyway, I'm surprised West ducked the ace third of diamonds twice. It just seems like, why would a robot ever do that? And I guess the point is, I thought that from his point of view, he would say, oh, partner might have 10/4 of diamonds. I need to win to make sure that the 10 is actually a winner. But if my diamonds were queen X, then the queen is my last diamond, and I don't actually have enough entries to dummy to force out the ace, so it's safe enough for him to duck. So I missed that when concluding nobody would have ace third. All right, we're in 2 hearts after a 1-2 auction. Nice diamonds, but it looks like we're still losing a club, 2 spades, and at least 2 hearts. Maybe some roughs? Hope not. Not a lot of entries to dummy, huh? How are you supposed to play this suit? If you had enough entries, I think you play like low to the queen and then low to the 9 on the way back. But I don't have that entry. And low to the queen, then duck doesn't seem very appealing. I think you're supposed to just run the 9 here. While dummy still has the queen. Tough luck. Ah! A gift! A big gift. What can I do with this? So what they should do is draw my last trump, cash 2 spades, and then exit a diamond or something. Yeah, I guess it would have to be a diamond. Or whoever doesn't have the king of clubs could lead a club. All right. I mean, I made 2. I'll take it. I don't think that was supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to go down 1. Now, you can pick up the hearts, double dummy. Low to the queen, then duck. Let's actually, let's open up suit play here. And ask it about that suit. Queen 4-2. Cross from Jack 9-8. 5-3. Nice that all the spots are, in fact, the smallest possible. Number of entries to dummy, 0. It says there's one best line. What? Lead the jack? That was not on my list. Lead the jack. Okay. So what suits are we picking up here? I don't understand. What do number and A mean? I thought it was just like the number of... I think A is the number of tricks. And this is like how many... Yeah. There are 2 ways for the suit to be divided this way. The X's could be either way, right? Yes, that's what's happening here. There are only 2 irrelevant spots, so there's always 1 way or 2 ways for a layout to occur. Okay. And it's saying here's how many tricks you'll take. So I should be sorting by this to see where we take 3 tricks. And East having honor X is the main one. Oh, or short 10. That's true. Because you're going to lead the jack and then, I suppose, lead the 9 or load the queen. You're even picking this up, huh? So it must be jack and then load the queen. Let's see if that's what it says. So small, small ace. Yeah, lead whatever you want, it says. It's going to play the queen. Huh. Well, that's cool. I don't think I'm going to remember that very clearly, but, you know, just getting exposed to these things over and over, eventually they'll sink in, right? All right, we're in 5 diamonds. Looks pretty all right. Could easily make 6 hearts. Not guaranteed, but it could very well happen. 6 diamonds looks quite good as well. You win this, cross in diamonds, ruff a spade, ruff a club to draw the rest of the trumps, and then play on hearts. Jack appearing means we don't even have to worry about like clubs being 7-0 and getting over ruffed. Should I be in a hurry to draw a trump? Is it possible I should attack hearts first? I don't think so, but... like you could play... no, any heart play is a disaster if the suit is 4-1. Like, take a finesse, like low to the 10, West wins the queen, gives East a ruff, and you're like crying all the way home. Don't do that. Just ruff a club. And let me just confirm, I can ruff high here, right? 7-2. They had 4. They played 2. Yes. Even though I was quite sure West was out, it's still safest to ruff high. Just, you never know, right? So, how do we play the hearts? Are we trying to take 4 heart tricks? It's unlikely. Is it even possible? Of course. You could play the ace and king, dropping the queen jack tight. But I don't think you can pick up any other 4-1 splits. If West has a stiff honor, it may look like you could. Play the ace and then finesse East twice. Problem is, you can't finesse East twice. So that's not going to work. And if West has honor 4th, you could play king, dropping the honor from East, and then lead the 10, but West just covers. And eventually his, you know, jack 8, 7, 4 is going to be big enough to beat the 6. So you can't pick up any 4-1 splits at all. So the only way you can take 4 tricks would be dropping the queen jack doubleton. What about if your goal is to take 3 tricks? I mean, that's very likely to work. You should be able to guarantee it with these cards, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe you can't. I don't think so. Because if you cast the ace first, you're in trouble if West has honor 4th. If East has small stiff, basically. And if you cast the king first, anybody having honor 4th is going to get you. So, I mean, the natural way to play the suit is ace and then low to the 10. And I think that's actually right, but I just wanted to think things through. There's also the question of like, you know, could you lose a heart and then play a club heart squeeze to, you know, like reduce your chances of losing 2 heart tricks? I think even at imps, playing for an over trick would be better than taking a safety play that unlikely to work. Well, I guess, and we're in 5 diamonds, so no matter what, we're making it. But I guess if you were in like 6 diamonds at imps, it would be appropriate to risk to play for a very unlikely safety like that. What if you ducked the first heart? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. Let's just play the hearts in the normal way, but I'll lead another diamond first. Ah! See, this is the holding. I don't know if you can even pick this up. Like, even if you know West has it, what are you supposed to do? Lead the 10? He covers. Lead the 9? He covers. And then on the king, he drops his small one, and the 7 beats the 6. I don't think you can actually do any better on that heart holding. Yeah, nothing you can do. Although, oh yeah, East has the 8, so even after West played low, you still can't do better. Okay. 2, no trump. Deux sans atout, as they say in France. Pretty much the, I know. I don't know. I know a few French words from the crossword and a few from bridge. You know, and a few just from like picking things up in normal life. I guess atout must be trump. Sans is obviously without. Okay, we have 3 spades and 3 other aces. That's 6 tricks. The clubs seem to be the focal point of this deal. I'm just going to lose a number of hearts pitching diamonds. But how do you play the clubs? I believe you're supposed to run the jack here because your spots are good enough. If you have like ace queen empty 4th opposite jack empty 4th, your only realistic chance for 4 tricks is to play low to the queen and then ace dropping the king. Doubleton onside. But when you have such good spots, you can actually take 4 tricks much more often than that. Anytime West has both the king and 10, which is 25%. Whereas him having the king doubleton, I mean, that's not likely. Could we calculate it? I'm not very good at suit breaks probabilities. I think a suit is 3-2 something like 66% of the time. It's like about 2/3 of the time, maybe ish. Maybe more like 68. I don't remember, but about 2/3. So 2/3 of the time the suit is 3-2. Half of that time, so call it 1/3, West is the one with 2. And then 2/5 of that time, his cards include the king. Right? Because he has only 2 of the 5 clubs. So it's 2/5 of a third. So 2/15 of the time, which is about like 1 in 7. Way worse than the 1 in 4 you get for leading the jack and then running the 9. I don't think ducking this is very productive. Probably they'll just continue hearts, but it might be right for them to switch diamonds. I don't want to give them that chance. Boo. Good news is I got plenty of diamond losers to get rid of, and we make 2. So you can also pick this holding up by like low to the queen and then drop the 10, but that's worse. You should not play it that way. It would work here, but it's the same as playing an 8-card suit missing the queen for the drop. Obviously, you should finesse instead. Once you run the jack and picked up the king, the suit is the same as if you had the ace and king and were missing the queen. So the finesse is clearly right in that position, even though it doesn't happen to be the right line here. And if the field takes the kind of brain-dead play of load the queen ace, they'll do just as well as I did. I imagine some people will pick the suit up for just mysterious reasons, but I think most people are losing a club here. So we'll do a bit below average. It's hard to do worse than I did, but what I did should be pretty normal. We're in 4 hearts doubled by East. I mean, I'm losing 2 spades and a diamond. If your double includes the heart, I don't know if you're going to win it, buddy. If you have 4 hearts, that would be unpleasant, I guess. They might take a diamond ruff. That would be sad. This is kind of a funny heart suit. I think our spots are good enough that this little detail is not going to matter too much. No, it's not. I think if you lead the jack of hearts here, you could be in trouble. Because obviously we want to finesse East for the king, and we want to stay in dummy, right? So lead the jack. Very normal. But I don't know. I was like at an impressionable time in my youth when I saw this puzzle somewhere, or a puzzle like this. I think it must have been in Bridgemaster. No. It was in a Frank Stewart column, maybe? I don't know. It wasn't quite this suit, but it's close. Suppose that we knew for a fact that East had king fourth, all the hearts. I don't know that, but let's suppose we did. If you lead the jack here, what do you play from the south hand? Well, small, of course, you might say. But then West shows out, and you lead from north, and East continues playing small. You have to play the queen 10 or 9 from the south hand, but now you're stuck in the south hand and you can't get back to north to repeat the finesse. So you say, oh, okay, I made a mistake on the first trick. I should lead the jack and unblock the 10. That way, I'll be able to lead the 8 later and play the 5 from hand and stay in dummy and finesse again on the third round. But that doesn't work either, because you lead the jack, small from East, 10. Now when you lead the 8... Oh, no, yeah. So, when you lead the 8 from dummy, East doesn't actually gain by covering. Your hearts are good enough that you could afford that slight mistake. If we had just ace-queen 10x, it would be important to lead the 8. Well, if this were the 9. It would be important to lead the 9 first. The jack would lead to a blockage, or you would have to throw away too many. You would have to unblock and cost yourself a trick. But we have good enough hearts here that you could afford to lead the 8, the jack, even though I think it is a little bit wrong technically. Good. I think we're cruising. It's going to be very difficult for them to make me lose 2 diamonds. It could happen, I think. Actually, could it? Maybe if the suit were 5-0. But it looks like I can play queen, jack, king, ruff 1, and then ruff back to hand to get the last. But if the suit is 4-1, that ruff might not establish the suit. But the thing is, who's going to have 4? If West has 4, you can finesse him for the 9-8, or for the 10, right? And if East has 4, you can lead through him before you start ruffing. So I think we're fine here. You lead the jack. That's important, I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess. All right. Oh my god, they're so bad at this game! I'm making an over trick, you dummies. You're not going to get all your spades now. Unbelievable. A very favorable layout and friendly defense. All right, I'm back. I took a little snack break. You guys didn't notice it probably, but I'm a little. I think we were done talking about the previous hand, right? Yeah, I talked about how we picked up the hearts and weren't we so lucky they played wrong? Great. Okay. We're on to another 4-3 major suit fit, but at least we're only at the 2 level this time. Was it the first hand where we were? It was the first hand, right? That we played 4 spades on a 4-3? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a tooltip that won't go away now. Okay. You couldn't see it, but it was distracting me. I have a lot of side suit tricks. That's good news. You'd like to have that. West 8. I mean, East should have at least 5 spades, perhaps 6, but what honors has East opened the bidding with, actually? Can he possibly not have the Ace of Hearts? He has King, Queen, Jack of Spades. That's 6. Queen, Jack of Diamonds is 9, and Jack of Clubs is 10, and Jack of Hearts is 11. I mean, sure. If he thinks that's a good hand, he could upgrade for his shape, but 1 king and no aces, that's a pretty atrocious holding, even if you have a bit of shape. So we're quite sure that East has the Ace of Hearts. That maybe doesn't seem super important, and maybe it isn't, but one of the things I was thinking about is, should we win this first trick? Right? If we win this and then lose a heart to West, let's say, if I don't know who has the Ace of Hearts, West can continue a spade, which East will win, and then cash another spade. Whereas if I duck, then when West gets in with the Ace of Hearts, he can't get to East to enjoy the last spade. Like, duck a spade and then win the ace on the second round. Right? And then maybe we could get rid of the spade on a club. Although I guess it would be better to do that first, now that I look at it. But since East has the Ace of Hearts, I don't really see much advantage in that. Even if I duck this heart and West is therefore out... duck this spade and West is therefore out of spades, East is the one on lead. He'll have spades. He can continue. So I don't think that's doing us much good. So, and there is some risk that, like, if you play low, East wins the jack and leads a spade for West to rough, and then gets in again and roughs another spade, and now you don't even enjoy your ace. I think that would probably be fine, because I have few enough hearts. I don't mind them spending some of theirs on roughs, but it's not much advantage in it for me. So it seems like win the Ace of Spades, and soon, although maybe not immediately, lay down the King of Hearts. But it would be nice to pitch my spade loser on a club, wouldn't it? Like Ace of Spades, club, club, club. East might rough the third round, and then I'm like pitching a small spade while he roughs, which isn't gaining me much. But he might not do that. The clubs might be breaking. And then maybe I shouldn't even try to draw a trump after that. Just like play diamond, 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 and... well, there's no shot you can rough a diamond usefully, is there? I guess, as usual, if the player with 4 diamonds also has long hearts, then the player shortened diamonds might be shortened hearts, and maybe you could rough with the 2. I think that's fine. I'm just going to do that. So I could play a club here. Trying to rough with a low one. But, I mean, obviously one of them is roughing, and they can beat this, presumably. And so I could like play club pitching a spade, but I don't really think I'm going to succeed in getting a spade ruff that way. It might make sense if I had cashed the 2 diamonds first. But now if I play club and they just pitch their diamond, I'm not very happy. So I guess we just do this. Huh. The jack and queen are both played, so actually if trump were gone, we could force out the 10 and the 9 would be a winner. I guess that's as good a reason as any to lead hearts at this point. And although I know East has the ace, I'm still playing the king. Because I need to be able to draw I need to be able to draw more trumps. Hey! Oh no, I was thinking, okay. Yes, East not roughing. This is not that interesting to me. Yeah, down 1. I mean, not a big surprise. I could have finessed in clubs, it turns out. And then try to cash the 4th club. But East could rough this low, and I don't think I'm gaining much from that. Or he could rough with the jack, probably better. It says over tricks. Well, tricky. So I have 6 spades, 2 hearts, and I can eventually get 2 clubs. But by the time I do that, the opponents may have won a club and 3 diamonds. So the question is, basically, do you take the club finesse? I don't see much downside to it. Like, if you decline the finesse and go up with the ace, you're still losing a club and 3 diamonds. And if you finesse and you're wrong, like, what's the harm? You lose a club and 3 diamonds, right? You can afford to rough the 4th diamond high, so it's not like they're promoting something. Sure. And now they might not find the diamond switch? Now the diamonds might be blocked? I think I'll just duck this. No, but I don't know. I mean, both ducking and playing the queen, there are layouts where that could be necessary. Probably it doesn't matter. But it would be nice to find the one that's beneficial most often, right? I don't think there's really much going on here. Like, I think ducking is only right if East has specifically stiff jack. And even then, it doesn't really help. I guess if West has ace-king tight, that would also be right. Yeah, that's the main thing, West having ace-king tight. But then he would have led it, so I don't think so. So I'm going to cover, and that way... Actually, is that ever right? Like, even if you block... Let's say you block the suit because East has jack-10 tight. They can still just play king, ace, ruff. So I think covering might never be right. Ducking is very rarely right, because West probably would have led diamonds. So I think basically neither of them is ever going to genuinely work. So which one of them might convince West to switch, or the opponents to switch? I think the answer has got to be playing the queen. Like, if I play the queen and West wins the ace, he might not know his partner has the king, he might be afraid to continue. Okay. Oh, and also, if East has ace, king, x, you don't even... Ducking is... Yeah, sure, it protects the queen, but it's not even necessary. Because you can the suit is blocked no matter what you do, and you can just pitch the last one on a club. So, okay, I mean, it was never going to matter what I did. No! Wow! Did I not pay attention? There wasn't anything in the auction that should have warned me of that, though, right? Yeah, totally silent. Wow, that's not some... I mean, certainly it's something that could happen when you take the club finesse, but it doesn't seem likely. Well, I could have gone down only one if I declined the club finesse, but that seems like a bad play. West opens a diamond. I have 6 spades, a heart, and some number of diamonds, and probably no heart ruffs. They will probably win the ace and return another spade. No. Oh, also, right, West opened a diamond, so 10 and 10. So we have 20. West has most of the outstanding points, but not by a huge margin. I mean, on the other hand, East has the ace of spades and a heart, so, like, you know, he could have another king or so at most. Now, the bad news, of course, is that a king is exactly what I don't want him to have, but probably West has the king of diamonds. It seems very natural to rise ace here and take the ruff while you can. But I'm not so sure that's right. Wouldn't it be nice if dummy still had a heart stopper so you could attack diamonds more carefully? Like load the 10? East doesn't seem inclined to lead trumps. Maybe he can't. And if we lose a diamond finesse to him, he still won't want to, probably. And even if he does, the diamonds might come in if... Well, no, they can't come in, can they? West can't have 3, because that would imply... In Standard American, you only open a 3-card diamond suit if you have exactly 4-4 in the majors, which West can't have. So West has at least 4 diamonds. So the diamonds aren't coming in, but I could play low the 9... Low the... Yeah. I don't think I'm in a hurry to take this heart ruff. Good. Now I'll take the heart ruff. Because now I know what's going on in diamonds. And actually, West ought to be squeezed in the minors. And I can take 12 tricks. Assuming West has the ace of clubs. Which, for his opening, it seems like he ought to. Right, King Jack here. Queen is 6. King Queen and hearts would be like 11. I guess he might not have the ace of clubs, but I don't think so. I think he's got it and he's toast. And now he has just King Jack and we can finesse and run the suit. Got him. I think that should score well. If you carelessly take the heart ruff right away, I think you're not taking anywhere near this many tricks. Even if you get... Well... Actually, maybe you'll be fine. But the thing is, you'll be afraid to play a diamond to the queen if you don't have a heart left. A diamond to the 10. You'll play a diamond to the queen instead. And that works. But then you don't have enough tricks for that last, for the squeeze to work. You'll get just 2 diamond tricks instead of... What, did I get 4? I think so. Finesse the 10, finesse the queen, ace, 9, yeah. Let's see what the computer says about that. East made a mistake by not drawing my trump. I agree. But, I mean, it's a little understandable. Dummy looks a bit scary. If they just let me draw trump, maybe I can cash all the diamonds or all the clubs or something, and I won't lose any hearts. So it's not crazy to lead a heart here. And it says you could afford to play a heart if you wanted. But leading diamonds, you must put in the 10. You must take a club ruff. You must now take the heart ruff. And then, of course, the squeeze is the only play, and it's, like, guaranteed. All right. Well, I'm satisfied with that. The spades are not great. I have 3 hearts and a spade. I don't have a lot of tricks. I could attack clubs and get 1 trick there. I don't really have enough entries to lead up to king-queen twice. I could lead up to king once and then duck and hope to drop the stiff ace or something, but that's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm just going to win this and play the king of clubs. Ducking is not a good idea. It can't really do anything productive, and it might give them a chance to find a useful heart diamond shift. Love to see the ace of diamonds on side. Now a spade? No. Well, they're not cashing their spades. The clubs haven't come in. That's too bad. All right. Hearts came in. So I said I didn't have that many tricks. Turns out the number I had was 7. Got them. I give up. There's no way. No way I'm taking more tricks here. I'm not going to concede, but we're clearly not taking any tricks. Oh, funny. East actually can't continue to the spades when you win the first round with the ace. West could have. And they could have gotten, what, a club, a diamond, and 4 spades? But still only 4 tricks. I'm actually fine, right? Yeah. East opened a diamond. I have 12 opposite 14, so East has pretty much everything. I guess we're taking the club finesse, and then after cashing the ace, we're taking it again as a roughing finesse. Boo. Okay. But I can rough this high and finesse on the way back to dummy. And just lose the 3 hearts. Ta-da! A magic trick. And if East had declined to cover the third club, I would do something similar. I would rough it of my own accord, right? Jack, small pitch. If he played small, I would obviously not rough. I would pitch, I don't know, a diamond. West has to follow, and then I play the 10, which East covers perforce. I rough high and play a spade, so it doesn't matter what they do. I don't think they can do anything here. It says I have an over trick. I guess because the hearts are coming in? Huh. It says I could play a low spade here. Not sure what that's about. I mean, it's basically saying you either have to play a heart or something that could let you get back to dummy to play a heart, I think. So I have to use while I'm in dummy, there's actually nothing dangerous happening. The opponents can't do anything to me. So I should use my time while I'm doing other stuff to keep setting up hearts, basically, I think is what's happening here. So a heart to the queen twice is the double dummy line here. I'm pretty happy with my 10 tricks. $14 and 10 is 24. West has opened. Probably a balanced hand, and therefore not 15 to 17. So East has something. You know, like a queen to an ace-ish. There's no way I'm avoiding a club loser forever. I think I kind of want to duck now. I don't have a clear reason for it, but I just don't want an easy way for East to be on lead or something. I don't know. I guess... no. I thought for a moment that maybe if I won this, the club could be a threat in like a minor suit squeeze. But at some point, West will win the ace of spades and can erase the clubs. So that's not going to do anything. I don't think there's any harm in ducking this. Let's see what happens. I mean, if West has 7 clubs, you know, good on you. But I don't think so. And this way, their communications are a little bit cut. They can't use diamond or clubs as an entry. I mean, they probably couldn't have anyway, but now they definitely can't. I think we just lead trump. I mean, it would be nice to have some trump left to rough my 4th heart with. But I can certainly lead 1 trump, right? Okay, West ducks. So now we're looking at sort of like West has ace third, and if I lead another, he'll play ace and then the last club, and I won't have anything left to rough dummy my 4th heart within dummy. But I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to anyway. And also, if West does do that, that means he's not playing a club to erase dummy's threat. Yeah, I don't know. I'll play another. I see. So East's card is the ace of spades. West has everything else. Okay. That's probably good news. Because it means I have a diamond finesse that's working, and then probably some sort of end play against West to get him to lead away from the heart. So I'm just going to keep drawing trump. Yeah, heart seems like the right play here. So let's think a little bit more specifically about what's happening. West has pitched 2 clubs. And actually, West didn't have a balanced hand. He had a spade stiff. So we're looking at something like 3 diamonds, stiff spade. I didn't watch the club spots closely enough to know whether East has a doubleton or not. But let's assume the most balanced likely layout. West would be 1, 4, 3, 5 or something like that. 1, 4, 1, 3, 5, 4, 5, one of those. I have 2 losers. Assuming the diamond finesse is on, which it is. So I want to take the diamond finesse and then exit something to West after I've made him pitch all of his exit cards. And having 2 losers means he will have to pitch all of his exit cards. As long as I retain 1 winner in hearts to go with the jack. I think it could be in either hand. But I also want to have a threat card, or an exit card, that West will have to win, which I think is probably the 10 of clubs. So my candidate line here is ace of hearts, spade pitching diamond, spade, which squeezes West. And I might pitch a diamond or a club depending on what West does on the last spade. Then the diamond finesse and exit something to West to force a heart. I think that's right. So I think ace is fine here. Goes another club. And a diamond. So we already know... Well... I don't know whether West was dealt 4 diamonds or 3. But I think he has another club, right? He led 2. He's pitched 3. I guess he only has another if he has 6. I think maybe actually East has the last club. But then wouldn't East have led the jack of clubs to tap me out rather than switch to hearts? He could be passive and just work on my trumps that way. I don't think East has the last club. I think West has it. Which would mean West has 1 spade, 6 clubs. And 6 red cards. I think even with 5 clubs and 4 diamonds, Gibb usually opens a club, despite the fact that it's a little awkward to bid those hands. Something players sometimes do, it's not a style everyone follows, is if you have a minimum with 4 diamonds and 5 clubs, you open the diamonds, so you have an easy rebid. If you have extras, you can open the clubs and then reverse. I think Gibb just opens the clubs and doesn't worry about the rebid problem until it's time to rebid, but I'm not sure. So I think West could well have 4 diamonds, is my point. I don't know. I'm just going to pitch a club. I don't know if it's right. And I'm going to try a diamond here. Got him? No. Oh, the queen was dropping? Or East had it, which I don't think is true. No, East had it. Okay. So I could have just taken a diamond heart finesse. But, I mean... What a horrible hand. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's good clubs. I think I was justified in placing the heart in West's hand. And this idea of end playing West made sense. But I think the way I did it might be incoherent. Like, it only... No, I mean, I guess what I did makes sense if West has 5 clubs. But included he doesn't, right? Yeah, so I think for my end play to be real here, I have to pitch a diamond, not a club, and then end play him with the club. Then at least there's some way it could work. I think this is just not ever working. Yeah. Now, on the actual layout, I needed to take the heart finesse, but I think the end play is a better idea, although I didn't execute it properly, and it doesn't work. Okay. Last hand. I have 6 hearts, 3 diamonds, and a club. Good numbers. That's 10. We obviously could take a club ruff, and I think we should. It would be nice if we could take 2, but that seems impossible. It would also be nice if we could establish the diamonds. But I can't do that after drawing trump. Unless they're already established right now because the suit is 3-3. Right, if I draw trump, I can't get back to dummy. Well, I guess I could duck the first round of diamonds. And I would find 3 useful pitches if they didn't cash spades, but of course they would cash spades, so that's never working. So I think the obvious line here is ace of clubs, club ruff, hearts, diamonds, hope for the best. I don't really see anything else you can do. So I'll just do that. Okay, the hearts are splitting. That's good. If they were 5-0, then that line would have been a bit sad. I'll just play all the hearts, hoping they pitch a diamond, but I assume they'll only do that if it doesn't hurt. Oh, there goes 1 diamond. Got him? And indeed, they pitched only when it didn't hurt. It doesn't matter that East pitched a diamond here. The suit was always coming in. So there's the 13 tricks. I think the obvious line, everybody should do this, but at least I didn't mess up and do something bad somehow. How did we do today? There's still many hours before the tournament ends, so these provisional results will be just an estimate, but they're usually reasonably close. Could I have my provisional results, please? Here they are. 45! Board 1. Oh, because I can't review the boards anymore because I clicked around when I was trying to. Yeah, it's not going to be here. I can't review them until tomorrow. It's too late. Okay. Well, great. I'm saved from my misery. Yeah, there's a number of these that I predicted would be exactly 50%. This I mean, yeah, you can't get the hearts right, and there's nothing else to get wrong. This one, I forget exactly, but I think that was the first one I said would be 50%. This one, I mean, getting the hearts right was not hard. Okay, well, no post-mortem today, alas. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.